Run them up, though. It's time to run them lights up. Listen, my goodness. Stephen A. Smith. First of all, welcome back. This is Big Dog Chico Show. And I'm just trying to get over this, what I just saw from Stephen A. Smith. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to everybody out there listening in, man. I appreciate you. Wherever you're tuning in from, let me know in the chats. Get in the chats, internationally or nationally known. Everybody tuning in. Thousands in attendance, should I say, millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is the BIW, the DOW, Chico to the C, and the place to be. And I want to discuss what I just saw from Stephen A. Smith on ESPN, what he just said. Of course, we know the news of Texas A&M and the $77 million buyout of their head coach, Jimbo Fisher, right? So Jimbo, shouts out to everybody out there, man. So Jimbo got fired, and Stephen A. Smith is already calling for Coach Prime, and a few other people seem like calling for Coach Prime to be the next head coach at Texas A&M. Now, Stephen A. Smith, it says, Stephen A. Smith, this is trendy. Stephen A. Smith calls for Deion Sanders to replace Jimbo Fisher as Texas A&M next head coach. Deion Sanders is, and this is what Stephen A. Smith said, Deion Sanders in the SEC with that vault that they have available to them hogs that he could recruit. My gosh. He doesn't have them at Colorado, and he ain't going to get them. Wow. I don't think they'll do it. Texas A&M, primetime Deion Sanders in the SEC. That needs to happen. Look at all these comments coming in with the resources that Texas A&M, those classes would be insane. Texas A&M should let ChatGPT coach their team. Deion Sanders is quite possibly the worst option to replace Jimbo Fisher. He's done nothing to improve. Prime is going to get recruits no matter where he goes. Deion sucks. He's getting slaughtered in the SEC. All these things talking about what Stephen A. Smith said. Let's listen to it right here.
Deion Sanders for Texas A&M.
That's what I've been saying. Deion Sanders in the SEC with that vault that they have available to them, with them hogs that he could recruit, because he doesn't have them at Colorado and he ain't gonna get them. Deion Sanders, I don't think they'll do it.
He could not beat my Wildcats last weekend, that's for sure.
Texas A&M, primetime Deion Sanders in the SEC. That needs to happen.
See, here's why a lot of times I don't just jump out there and comment on things like the well-respected my guy Stephen A. Smith is doing right here. He's just throwing stuff out there, dog. For no reason, it seems like to me. With no understanding, it seems like to me. He's just saying what sounds sexy and what looks like. You know, they need to get Deion Sanders at Texas A&M. They got all the money. Now, I will say this. If this was a year later, Deion Sanders never get recruited by or never did go to Colorado. He ended up staying at Jackson State, and now they fire Jimbo Fisher, and now they're looking for a coach. Yeah, now you consider Coach Prime. But after a year at Colorado with all of the other things in place, you got his sons there, his daughters there. You think he's going to pick them up and leave again for a bag to go down to Texas A&M? Now, we'll say this. Texas A&M got a huge bag, dog. It is in Texas, and they are in the SEC. But what I would think would be more possible than him going to Texas A&M would be with some of those dogs from Texas A&M come join him in Colorado. You understand what I'm saying? Those dogs at Texas A&M leave because they can and join Coach Prime in Colorado. Wouldn't that make more sense? Texas A&M is an Adidas school. Coach Prime just signed another Nike deal, of course, and you know all that stuff is tied in business-wise, and it's not just going to go away. So everything has to be considered, man. The man just got there. One of the guys I would like to talk about is a guy I saw out here at the Polynesian Bowl with Travis Hunter, and that is Big Walter Nolan, the big defensive lineman. And he's just an example of what I think could be happening eventually for this Colorado team, or at least for Coach Prime and what he could be bringing in. Now, what I think could happen is these players come from Texas A&M and join Coach Prime, I think that's more than likely. Those hogs that Stephen A. Smith saying that he can recruit are now wide open. They can leave Texas A&M and come join Coach Prime. One of those hogs, like I said, is Big Walter Nolan. I saw him in person out here in Hawaii at the Polynesian Bowl. I think he's one of those guys that should be considering, I'm just calling him out, using him as an example because that's one that I saw. I know he's a good player. He should be considering leaving Texas A&M to go join Coach Prime. Not just him, another 1 year letter guy on that defensive line. He's 6'4", 290, but he's a beast, sophomore. Is one that a lot of people were expecting to go with Coach Prime coming from South Florida. And that is this guy right here, defensive lineman, 6'6", 285, Shamar Stewart. He's one. But, of course, neither one of these guys right now fit the mold of exactly, well, I take that back. These guys fit the mold of anything. But as far as what we would say that we actually need at Colorado right now, yes, we would take these guys right here because he's one of them, him, Shamar Stewart, and Walter Nolan. But I would say we need some big 330 guys up that middle also, the middle of that defensive line. Nolan and Stewart would be amazing, along with a couple of guys from Michigan State who lost their coach also. So their guys are now available to just dip out, right? So look out for them, man. Look at this big defensive lineman. 1 year, one year letter. So that means he's played 1 year. He's a sophomore. Big Albert Regis. Goodness gracious. Out of LaPorte, Texas. 6'1", 300 pounds, but he's listed at 6'2", 325. Played in 8 games. But I'm just looking at examples of the guys who could dip out of Texas A&M now, but they have such deep pockets. Are they paying these guys to stay, paying these guys to play? What's the deal with that situation? I want to get some comments. Let you guys come in here. Let me see what y'all talking about, what you got going on. What's up? What's shaking potato chips or bacon? Where you calling in from? How you calling in? What you got going on? What you acting like you caring about today? But this is what I'm thinking about Coach Prime. I don't think he's leaving. I don't think he would leave. I don't think he's considering leaving. It's very tempting because of all the money, but we good right here, dog. We comfortable. We got money. We're making something happen. We're heading to in the right direction. We're not just here for the short haul and just jump up and leave because somebody else came with a bag. If anything, these guys can come play with me. They can come over here to Colorado, dog. We continue on what we're trying to do. I hope Chico plays the background theme music. Shouts out to D Hall. The H family says not happening. Stop. He ain't going nowhere, Salty Vet said. T. Lee's not this year. Prime not going there. There you go. If this rumor came out next year after Travis and Shedeur got drafted, I would believe it. There you go. Folks just keep Coach Prime name in their mouth to get attention. They'd be ignored otherwise. Exactly. Clickbait, D. Colvin said. The wide receiver Winston Watkins Jr. just decommitted from Colorado yesterday. You think others will follow? Well, he's class of 2025. Not really worried about that. That's a whole nother season. He could actually come back. So we're not worried about the verbal commits. There's plenty wide receivers out there. Now we got big guys talking about they're not coming to decommitting, and that could hurt us. But as far as wide receivers go in skill positions, I'm not worried about any skill position that say they're not coming or don't want to go. You feel me? Plus, Texas A&M is an Adidas school. Yep, Prime has a deal with Nike and his new cleats that's hitting the market next year. Right, so why leave right now? Nathaniel. He's not going to leave his son in Colorado. Right, his sons and daughter at Colorado. They trying to flood the zone with misinformation. Come on, Stephen A. He's going to leave after 3 years. Why wouldn't he leave? Because he's building something special in Colorado, has a powerhouse going to be having those recruits really coming in by 2024, 2025. That's what we're expecting. Stephen A. Smith needs to shut up. He needs to fix his hairline. They owe Jimbo $76 million to fire him. Geez, yep, 77 to be exact. And he's going to get like $19 million within the next 160 days. They said they got to pay him out at least $19 million over the next 160 and then equal amount each year until 2030 or 2031. Goodness gracious, I wouldn't do a daggone thing. I wouldn't coach Little League. I wouldn't do nothing, man. I roll over, play Madden all day, get up, go play golf, chill with my wife, go on a whole bunch of vacations, travel the world, get out to see the world, like Coming to America said. 40 days of fornication. And then you come back and you marry E-Money. It is settled. I'd be around the world, dog. They're trying to scare his recruits. See what Watkins said. I decommitted because he's not going to be. He don't know whether he's going to be at Colorado. So what if he is at Colorado when you're getting ready to come out? That mean you're going. So we'll see that when that happens. But of course, Stephen A. Smith put it out there fast as he could say it that Coach Prime is considering or should be considering Texas A&M. I think the players at Texas A&M should be considering Colorado. You understand? That's the difference. I think the players at Texas A&M should be considering Colorado. Chico, just be the right hand of Coach Prime on YouTube, trying to get these boys to ruin their career and transfer to not play. Wow. They transfer. They're definitely going to play. Shamar Stewart going to play. Walter Nolan going to play. A couple of big fellas on the interior line going to play if they can play. That's what I was thinking. They have a bunch of 5-star and high 4-star guys. I wonder if CU can get them. Yes. They had one of the top recruiting class. They had the top recruiting class in class of 22, right? Come on, man. Some of these guys then got their money, then played a couple years. Now it's time to get on up out that thing, especially since the coach left. Texas A&M is not cracked up what I think a lot of people think it is. Whether it's the location, the school, the culture, whatever it is, it's something missing out there in Texas A&M, dog. They're getting the jumbotron at CU for next season. Yes, they are 4 times as big as the one that they have right now. Tony H said, I see that yesterday, Chico. A&M players transferring to Colorado. Yep, that's what I'm talking about, big dog. Dolly Nelson said, yes, A&M is its own culture. DEION got to come into Boulder and set the culture. Why leave that perfect situation? Right. I don't think it's even a consideration for Coach Prime to dip out right now. It ain't that time, dog. It is not that time. So until it is that time, y'all just hold your horses. Hold your horses. Prime ain't going nowhere right now, is at least what I think. I think if he want to coach for the long haul, he's right in the place that he'll be at for the long haul. Look how many coaches Texas A&M has went through. Right, they run through coaches like wet paper bags. Just go right through them. Floop. If Prime goes to A&M, he won't have the freedom like he has at CU. They ain't finna let him destroy their team. Destroy what team? They begin the brakes beat off of them. You talk about destroy a team. Man, y'all better find y'all coach. They brought in Jimbo Fish, who wrote the coattails of Birmingham native, my dog Jameis Winston. Shouts out to J-Boo. Shouts out to his personal trainer also in Modern Day Academy and Big Otis Leverett. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Coach Prime is a person of his words. He won't leave. Michigan State boys be too loyal to Harbaugh. No, Michigan State boys. That's Mel Tucker. That's Mel Tucker, Michigan State, not Michigan, not University of Michigan. At some point, y'all got to realize players aren't going to pick going to school in Colorado over the bigger names. Players pick schools over coaching. That's here or there. That's hit or miss. Some players pick coaches, some players pick schools. Nowadays, you should be picking your coaches and who you're going to play for best, who you're going to fit in best, where you're going to get the most reps at, and be able to show and do your thing. Colorado needs new offensive scheme. If I'm a top running back, I'm considering a program that has Shador and throws way too much. All right. We got a top running back, Alton McCaskill, right now. So, I mean, Prime credibility of his word went down when he left JSU. Man, come on, man. How you going? That ain't even no competition. No, that ain't even the same situation. You talking about JSU, Colorado, and Texas A&M. 3 different situations, dog. Power 5 from a FCS level. Come on, man. Mississippi State players too. Every team that lost their coach, I think, should be considering going to Colorado. If y'all understand what's going on there, what they're getting, what they're doing, the attention they're getting, and so on. I'm at Colorado, man. I'm sitting back there watching. Even if I played at Texas A&M this year, name a school. If I played at any of these schools this year, and people know the Colorado offensive lineman name or quarterback or whatever, and they don't know my name, and I play at Bama, Georgia, whatever, coming in that's a 4 or 5 star, all I'm doing is warming up the bench and practicing more than I'm playing. Nathaniel, I'm going to play for Coach Prime. Big fella on the line, going to play for Coach Prime. All my big fellas on the line need to call Coach Prime. All my big fellas on the line, y'all need to call Coach Prime. We looking for the 4 and 5 stars. We looking for the 4 and 5 stars. 4 and 5 stars. We looking for the 4 and 5 stars. Chico, someone must have paid Stephen A. Smith to say the dumb stuff he said about Coach Prime going to Texas A&M in order to scare recruits away from Colorado. Exactly. And then he's saying stuff like, because he ain't getting them at Colorado. God dang, Stephen A. Smith. You come there calling yourself supporting Coach Prime, and then you go on national TV and say this. Well, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. Listen, man, do a little research first and think about what you're saying first. All right, are you here to help Coach Prime or not? If you're here to help Coach Prime, dog, you wouldn't even come out here and say that stuff so quick, so fast. Because you know that what you're saying will spark a whole bunch of stuff and a whole bunch of things people, considering or not considering and not knowing what's going on because you're on here talking about this stuff, man. Don't do that, dog. Don't do that, dog. Find a way to help the man instead of hurting the man. Be an asset rather than a liability. You Stephen A. Smith. You shouldn't be on here talking about, well, I'm not going to tell you what to talk about because I don't want people to come over here telling me what to talk about either. But I will say this. That's damn near asinine. You shouldn't be on there talking that jizznunk the way you talking, dog. You on national TV. You the man, Stephen A. Smith. Come on, man. If Prime is to go anywhere, it's definitely after 2025 season. I agree. That's why transferring is risky. Then you're kind of stuck. Why do people think that he's just going to go somewhere so fast? If the players come in, he ain't going to go nowhere. If I'm a player, I don't want to go to Colorado because you might leave after 2024. He just got one of the top quarterbacks in 2025. Shador and them going to be there. I don't think he's going to leave Shador and Shiloh's first year in the NFL. If anything, after a couple of years, they struggle, and he does his thing in Colorado, maybe he gets to the playoffs and win a national championship or something, or compete for one, then I think he could possibly consider going to the pros to coach Shiloh and Shador, who hopefully they'll get drafted by the same team. And if, Lord forbid, if Travis go on the same team as Shiloh and Shador, that'll be crazy. So I would like to see him continue to coach Shador in the NFL rather than anything else. Let me know what y'all think about that. Should Coach Prime consider the NFL, which he's made it known that he's not considering? I think it's wide open for him, and he should consider it at some point. I'm going to read some of y'all comments, so go ahead and get them in right now. I'm going to go back up to the top right quick and read some of these comments that's checking in. Shouts out to all my members of this page who has joined. Appreciate the super chats and so on. I need to open it up. Comments only for people who have joined the page. I should do that. Y'all go back to the page and join. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit the like button. All right, let's see here. Texas A&M is only third in the SEC West without a top QB. There's a lot of pressure that comes with that job. But let's say this, though. Let's say, just considering hypothetically, if Coach Prime does leave Colorado, doesn't it open it up for players to leave Colorado too? Or is it just, even if you transfer once, you can't transfer twice, even if your coach leaves? I'm not sure about that rule. But, that could be taken into consideration. But I just don't think he will, dog. Interview later this week, laugh out loud. He will never get elite big men in Colorado. Shador is going to graduate and transfer and go pro. Travis will get a mystery waiver. What? Man, y'all just be talking out the side of y'all neck sometime. He isn't leaving without his kids. DEION has proven that he is a good marketer and promoter. He has not proven that he is a good coach. Year 2 will define whether Deion Sanders is a good coach or not, Legion Martin said. The Bushes said, Coach will make some moves and see you will get great. I think so too. Shouts out to, who is this? Run the Table Sports. Shouts out to Run the Table Sports TV. It was sitting right out there, bro. I couldn't resist, and that's my favorite movie. Oh, okay. He sent me a meme. Shouts out to that when Coach Prime considering Texas A&M. Let's see here. Solid Gold said, the reality is Coach Prime has to correct a lot of issues that most FB aren't dealing with. Biz QAQC said, Chico, if he leaves, you can go and try to get a waiver if it's a second transfer, but not guaranteed. Yeah, all that extra stuff going through those white, that white paper, the white line, what do you call it, red tape and paperwork. I don't think it is even a consideration right now. I personally wouldn't send my son to Prime as a transfer. Wow. Maybe as a freshman to get his name out there. Transferring is too risky because the penalty if it doesn't work out. Isn't it risky to transfer somewhere else too? Isn't it risky to transfer somewhere else and consider going somewhere else and your name doesn't even get out there and it's still risky and you're not playing? At least you know when Coach Prime, if you go to Colorado, regardless of what y'all think about some of y'all favorite players who went there this year and who didn't get a chance to play for whatever reason, we don't know those reasons. But we do know some guys did get a chance to play for whatever reason. We don't know those reasons, whether they showed it in practice or not, favoritism, y'all saying, politics, whatever it is. I don't think that's the case, but I do think this. I will definitely consider sending my kid to play for Colorado for business reasons and for the reasons of the fact that he will get a chance to play. Now, it's going to be on him whether he get a chance to play, just like it'll be on him at every other school. The difference is Coach Prime just has his on Front Street. Everybody can watch it. You can see what's going on behind the glass, the proverbial glass door or glass window or whatever it is, glass wall, whatever. You don't see that at these other programs. So it's pretty much a mystery. You don't know what's going on back there. But you all of a sudden see my guy just sitting on the sideline. The difference is you'll know more than likely what's going on at Colorado. You won't know what's going on at school A, top school A, so to speak, because it does happen, dog. Y'all act like Coach Prime is the only coach that holds his players accountable. He's the only coach that some players don't get to play for whatever reason. He's the only coach that has people on the sideline. He's the only coach that whatever. No, it's not, dog. He's the only coach that y'all being able to watch it like a soap opera or like Atlanta Housewives or something, like Mona Scott Young produced it. Shouts out to Smack Entertainment and Constance Schwartz Marini. Shouts out to her and doing her thing. But, Coach Prime coming on also December 7th. So y'all get to watch it like that. The difference is you guys we're not just privy to all the other stuff at these other schools, but we see what's going on at Colorado. So we feel like we can judge and judge and judge. Optimistic one said, dang, only if he would have wanted for one more year, waited for one more year, he would have roomed the Texas A&M job. They should have just fired Jimbo last year. But nah, Prime hasn't proven he can coach at the Power 5 level yet. Okay. Laugh out loud at that, Tony H. Texas money is different. That oil money go way deep, way down in the jungle deep. CU shattered all college TV ratings this year, hence all the jealousy and the hate, which we don't need none of that hateration or holleration in this dancery. Straight cap, if I'm a running back, I wouldn't go to Colorado. That's on you. But we got Alton McCaskill, who's a top running back. We're going to see him let loose this year too. It worked the way it did for TC at JSU, right? Texas A&M ready, perfect for Prime in the SEC in Texas. Already got them dogs he's looking for. It is, considering if he's not at Colorado, coming from Jackson State, this would be perfect. This would be perfect. All that money in Texas, in the SEC, got dogs, had her top recruiting class. All he had to do, just imagine just the timing of it. If Shador, all he had to do was go, fill right in Texas A&M, they'll be national championship contenders right now. But we got to look at it the other way. We can either go in or they can come to us. Well, it's kind of tricky. I wouldn't want to transfer from Texas A&M to go to Colorado because we don't know if Coach Prime going to be there. Well, we know he's going to be there next year. How many years you got left? 1, 2? We know he's going to be there next year. We know he's going to be there in 2025 too, dog. He ain't going nowhere in 2025. He's not going anywhere. He's in the perfect spot, like who did that Polo said, 1968 one. He's in the perfect spot. Dabo Sweeney called Stephen A. Hey man, can you get on ESPN and say that Coach Prime might be going to Texas A&M? We need some of these recruits who's on the fence thinking about Colorado, who we normally be getting. We need them off that fence, man. We need them in limbo. We need them thinking about Coach Prime not staying at Texas A&M. Come on, man. We need something. Give us some help, Stephen A. Smith. What we need to do, line your pockets? We know you're one of the richest guys on TV anyway. Get on here and say something, man. All right. Well, I know I can say this. I know I can say this. I'd love to see him in the SEC. Deion Sanders in the SEC with that vault that they have available to them hogs that he can recruit. He doesn't have them at Colorado, and he ain't going to get them. I don't think they're going to do it. Texas A&M. But primetime Deion Sanders in the SEC, that needs to happen. That's Stephen A. Smith, and that's what he said. And I'm saying this, dog. Prime time is in prime country. It's country prime going on right now in Colorado. I don't think there's no need to go anywhere. It's prime time in Boulder, baby. And we getting ready to bounce around in Boulder next year. You feel what I'm saying? So get ready for it. Look out for it. Stephen A. Smith has a platform for personal gain. He says it if it gets him attention. He says it if it gets him attention. Goodness gracious. If they offer Prime, has to go. I don't think so, Herb. If Prime is to go anywhere, it's definitely after 2025 season. I agree. That's why transferring is risky. Then you're kind of stuck after the 2025 season. So anybody who's a sophomore right now, they can go play for Coach Prime for 2 years and get up out of there with him. If that's the case, y'all think he's going to leave. I don't think he's leaving that fast, though. What I need to see is how Coach Prime handles his coaching staff, Pat Sherman and such. Texas A&M not going to offer Prime. They'll be crazy not to. I wouldn't advise any football players to go to Colorado. Wow, hateration. Research is anti-ethical to ESPN. You ain't leaving. Colorado sucks compared to A&M. Okay. A&M had to start somewhere. A&M pretty much sucks too. They trash also. Ask Bubba Dub. Them boys trash. Not them boys, but the team trash. I don't know whether it was the coach, team, culture, location, smell, food, chef, diet, strength and conditioning. What the hell, whatever it was, they were hot garbage, as Coach Prime say. But I've said in the past, hot trash in the heat in New Orleans, outside, left for dead. The people didn't come pick it up. And you didn't take it out. It's just outside, hot trash. You feel me? So glad Xavier Weaver came to Colorado in his last year. He got so much exposure in Colorado. Now he's going to have a chance to go to the league. Run them lights up one time for your mind. Exactly. Anybody with 1 year left, 2 years left, I'd be pulling on Coach Prime coattails, dog. Coach, I need somebody to know my name. I need to come make some plays. All right? I can't look at what happened to Smoke. I can look at what happened to Weaver. Who knows what happened with Smoke in the backfield, but we see what happened to Weaver. We see the successful stories that can happen. All right? And plenty of other guys, not just Weaver. Prime isn't going to abandon his sons, daughter, and Travis. Stephen A. Smith trying to go viral by mentioning Coach Prime's name. Terrible. I'm a new college football since Coach Prime went to JSU, and I have never seen so many people talk all the time and don't know what they're talking about. He's such out of VB and just repeat what they read here is really strange, ain't it, man? But that's the new media nowadays. That's how things are going. You know, we can report to you. Well, not saying we as like but you know what I mean. Coach Nick just came from A&M, so the pipeline is there for some defensive line. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't mention that, but that's what I needed to mention. Bryson Ray, now to you. Coach Nick did come from Texas A&M with Jimbo Fisher. Before that, he was at Georgia, so he has some type of pipeline and connection with these guys. I'm sure he recruited a lot of these guys at Texas A&M, so they shouldn't be nothing but a phone one call away. Like Chingy, they should be like Chingy and Tyrese. They should be one call away. You come roll with me. I'm only one call away. For real. I ain't hard to find, Coach Prime said. You need to come roll with me. Come on up here to Colorado, dog. Let's get busy. We got a quarterback. We got our skill players. All we need is some big dogs in that middle. All right. Stephen A. Smith is doing ESPN dirty work. Coach Prime is not going anywhere. Appreciate the donations. Appreciate the super chats and everything else. We got one right here from Lucas for the $5 alternative theory. He said, got your comments. You want to comment on something? You got something you want to promote? Get them in. Super chat at one time. Now Jonas. Alternative theory. Rumors could be CU and supporters trying to pressure Coach Prime to sign a new contract to lock him in longer term. That wouldn't make no sense to put out rumors like this that he could go somewhere else. And you think he's going to come back and sign a long-term deal when Texas got long-term money? No, unless they're going to lock me in with some, that Texas A&M probably would have offered. I don't think they have that type of money right now. I don't think they have that type of money. It should have been coming in. They should be busting out them checks after they go get the checks cashed. They should have the money. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. All right. Let me see what y'all laughing at up here, man. I could see him going back home after 5 years or 2 natties. Like, exactly. I think he's going to build himself up in Colorado before trying to leave. Thank you, Steve. They don't want him. Okay. Steve, yeah, best news ever. Let me see what Steve's talking about. DEION is a clown, Steve said. Texas A&M doesn't want DEION. Man, haterations, hollerations. Come money to Texas A&M. What? Sounds like Stephen A. Smith is trying to run all the recruits off. Right. I think Coach Prime need to be on the phone with him right now. Like, dog, what you doing? What you doing, dog? Are you on my side or not? Well, if you're on my side, okay, all right, let me hang up. Because you tripping. Didn't you just come here a couple weeks ago? Don't say nothing at all then if that's what you getting on TV saying. Damn. No, you're not welcome back here. Bye. Prime not taking any stain on his name by leaving CU without winning Big 12. I like that. Jonas said Prime need to get rid of his homies that coach. Michigan only ran the ball 1 or 2 times in the first half and still beat Penn State that has one of the best D-lines in the country. Wow. Did Stephen A. Smith ever play anywhere? Nobody remembers him from any sport. He played basketball, he said, at Winston-Salem State University, I think. But he hurt his knee. That's his story. He's sticking to it. He hurt his knee. I heard somebody shook him, and he broke his kneecap, and then he couldn't play. So he wrote a story about the coach, which got the coach fired, which that was his claim to fame. This thing got his head coach fired at school, dog. That's cold-blooded. By something he wrote in the school paper. That's cold-blooded, boy. That shows you the power that he has writing in the power of his tongue. Pause. He need to be more, aware of that stuff when making statements. Ever since he was in school, he's gotten people fired. I know the name of non-starters and special team players in Colorado. That's not happening anywhere else. Exactly. I like that comment. You're exactly right. So, yeah, man, that's all I wanted to say. I didn't even want to stay on this long, but I appreciate y'all's comments coming in early Monday morning. First thing Monday morning. What did y'all say y'all going to do this week? Y'all going to get in the gym? Y'all going to eat right? Y'all made y'all some meal preps? Y'all did what? Stick to it. All right. A&M is, oh my gosh, I ain't going to put that out there. That's crazy. Coach Prime promised parents to prepare their sons for more than football. That's all I'm saying, dog. So get ready for it. It's going down the major way. Let me know what y'all think. Get in the comments. I'll get back to you in a minute. We got more. Oh, super chats from East Coast Kev. It'll be easier to recruit in Texas versus Colorado if we're being honest. That is honest. Texas got Lions, Tigers, and Bears. I understand that, but I think we need to change up the recruiting process also. We got to get more West Coast people, more Polynesians on that team to compete with those black and white dogs that's coming from the South. That's just simple. Put it like that, man. Simple terms, all right? We got to get more West Coast players to fill in Colorado because you're not going to get all the Southern dogs, right, to come to Colorado. So you got to fill in with the West Coast guys, which are obviously good enough. Look at all the Pac-12 offensive and defensive lines, okay? Theory. Coach Prime told Stephen A. Smith to say this to get A&M lineman eyes. That would be kind of backwards to get that lines, I think. Elijah, now. My young bull, my young bull up there, East Coast and Logan. What's happening with you? I think you're in the Carolinas. From Philly, though. Shouts out to Philly, man. Know what I mean? All my East Coasters out there, man. Much love. Shout out to East Coast Kev right here, too. Big cheek bull. In the building, my dog. I got to learn how to say that bull right. That bull, young bull. I got to say that right. My boy from the East Coast used to come down. My dog Hassan from New Jersey. Shouts out to Hassan. Wonder what Hassan is right now. Jersey City, stand up. Ill Town, Newark, Camden. Shouts out to y'all out there, man. The bull. All right, that bull. The bull. I got to say it right, dog. Coach Prime has a ministry at Colorado, but he could have had a natty and a ministry at Texas A&M. Go Prime. Do that thing, my boy. Man, y'all be killing me. Y'all laugh. Yes, sir. Good point, Chico. West Coast is rocking with Prime and love the branding. That's what I'm talking about. You got to get some guys from the West Coast now because you got some ballers out there on the West. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't believe that, but there's some guys, there's some ballers out there on the West Coast, man. You just got to go find them. You feel me? PK said, Coach Prime. Okay, I read that already. Good point, Chico. Let me see. Surfer Boy said, I'm sure Coach Prime, like, man, I wish I had told okay, I wish y'all had told me to stay at JSU one more year. He's good. DeJuan said that's the advantage. All the UFC people train at altitude to get stronger, right, and fit. Yep. Bull is Philly slang, right. I'm trying to get it because I heard some people say bowl, like bowl, B-O-L. I heard some people say B-O-W-L. Heard some people say B-U-L, B-U-L-L. So I just want to get it right. My young bulls. Polynesian boys ain't with that flashy stuff, right? That's why you need to bring them in. That's why you need to bring them in because they're going to bring that culture, that discipline, that understanding. They're going to stand beside Coach Prime. The family going to come in and support them. You know what I'm saying? They're not feeling like they're going too far away. They're right there still in the area that they would normally be playing in on the West Coast, Midwest. They already go to Utah, Arizona, Oregon State, Washington State. Why they can't come to Colorado? You got to recruit them, dog. You got to get you a Polynesian coach on the staff also. Get you a big Samoan coach on the staff, man. They can go out here and recruit these guys, man. You see these big ooses that was pushing around Colorado last game. Come on, man. Shit. Boys can play too. Man, I'll be on the phone talking to their linemen at Texas A&M right now. Coach Nick, this is your job, Coach Nick. You know these boys. You better be on the phone with them, dog. Big Walter Nolan played in the Polynesian Bowl with some of these big ooses and Travis Hunter. Get him up here. Shamar Stewart, who was thinking about going to Jackson State to play for Coach Prime, get him up here. Now you tell them to recruit their defensive lineman dogs to come to Colorado. Get them up there and let's win some ball games, baby. Y'all come get to know the rider. Some people don't even know your name. You at Texas A&M, got all this money. You come to Colorado, they're going to know your name, and you can ball out next to Coach Prime. Come stand beside the man and be the man that you can be. Prime up out of there is cool. No, come on, man. 200 M's, I don't think he'll even leave for 200 M's. It's about the relationship. It's about his players. It's about his what he's already told. It's about the coaches that will have to get up and move again. All these things got to take in consideration. Anyone who thinks even for a millisecond that Coach Prime will leave Colorado this year, slow motion. Right? So, Cheek, what you think about the decommitment? Oh, man, I spoke about that earlier, my dog. We're not worried about no decommitments, dog. Not worried about nobody who don't want to be here as opposed to people who want to be here. This kid was class of 2025 anyway. And plus, he's a wide receiver. Much love, but they are a dime a dozen as far as they're a dime a dozen as far as like playmakers or skill positions. We're not worried about that. We can get skill positions all day. Skill positions gonna come play for Coach Prime. Winston Watkins, much love to him. Hopefully he have a successful career and possibly come back and play for Colorado. But I think that just the position that he plays, we can find more of those. The scarcity is in the dogs up front, them big boys. That's why a team like Georgia can rotate them big boys and then beat a team and just wear out a team like Ole Miss. They don't have enough big boys, at least on that level. That's how we used to get beat in high school. We had all the athletes. We didn't have enough big boys. We had one or two, but not enough against a team who got 5 or 6. By the fourth quarter, they're going to run through us. That's what happened. That's what's happening right now at Colorado. They're staying in the games with their athletes, with their quarterbacks, with their skill players, but they're getting beat. Eventually, they're getting worn down on the offensive and defensive lines, man. It's simple as that. My nephew is going to UGA. Will he be playing? Have you convinced him to go and play for Coach Prime instead of just, hey, everybody has their own thing. Me personally, I was recruited by the biggest schools, Tennessee, UGA, Auburn, and such. But I decided not to go to either one of them. I went to UAB. Why was that? because of daggone coach who I had a relationship with from high school, Lord. This coach told me, hey, man, listen, man, you don't want to go to them other schools, man. Come over here and play as a freshman. We're going to play the top schools. We are Division I. We play Louisville, Memphis. We play in Florida State next year. We play Georgia the year after that. We play Tennessee. We play Florida. We play all these schools, but you'll get a chance to play right now. You know me. You know I'm going to take care of you. That's why players choose school. At least that's why I chose the school that I went to. Some players would have chosen to go to Georgia. Like I could have went. I could have went to Tennessee, but I said, nope, I'll play against those schools and represent my home state, but get a chance to play as a freshman. I'm not going to be behind this 6'7", 5-star guy who they're just going to play him off size regardless. I remember going to the Georgia camp and I lined up for some reason. I lined up at the tight end position instead of linebacker. Now they just offered me at linebacker, but I still go line up with the tight ends. I went to the tight end group. I looked around like this: 6'7", 6'6", 6'8". Kelly Winslow the second, 6 foot this, 5-star this. Man, I said, damn, I'll make a better name trying to cover these guys than to try to stand, as a part of these guys. So I went out there and clamped them up. You too big to get by me. I'm 6'2". I'm finna put these things on you, and I'm agile and strong. You feel me? I'm getting up in your face. I'm putting these hands on you, dog. Do that a couple times. Linebacker coach, hey, coach, we got us a linebacker right here. Hey, son, how you doing? What, you Chico Cleveland, Selma, Alabama? Okay, we want to offer you right now. Come play linebackers for us, Georgia Bulldogs, man. Come on up here, man. That's how it works. But did I want to go do that? Or did I want to stay in state or try to play as a freshman and try to catch passes at tight end with this coach that I had a relationship with? Now, everybody has their own reasons. You feel me? Y'all spreading misinformation about AB. What information? What misinformation? Who said something about AB? Who's AB? Coach Prime needs to stay put. AB gone. He will be at Washington. AB is coming to Boulder. Campus end of December. Oh, Aaron Butler. Hey, Chico, UAB in Birmingham is no joke. Good school and city. Yeah, it is. And I love the city. That's why I went there. And also I majored in communications. I wanted to work at a radio station, right? And the biggest radio station in Bama at the time was 95.7 Jams. Who know about 95.7 Jams in Birmingham? Which I ended up interning at, which ended up, I'm doing this right here because of a lot of stuff I learned as an intern at 95.7 Jams. You feel me? A lot of things I've done in life was because of stuff I learned in Birmingham, Alabama, going to UAB. No, the football didn't work out like I wanted it to, but the life things that I went there for is what I went there for, and it worked out like it was supposed to. So, everybody has their own reasons for going to play somewhere. If you have that if you want that relationship, the lifelong relationship, and lessons with Coach Prime, I'll tell you this: you go to some of these big schools with some of these big time coaches who are not looking to develop you as a person and life skills like Coach Prime is, those relationships are going to be gone once you stop playing football. Now, this is a huge point right here I'm trying to make. Those relationships are going to be gone after you're done playing football. Me personally, prime example, I have pretty much no relationship with anybody at UAB other than a few here, a few there, and so on. But as far as coaches, that the head coach, I haven't heard from my head coach at UAB in so long. I haven't heard from anybody in his family. Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, nobody. Now you want to talk about lifelong lessons? I bet you these guys at Texas A&M not going to hear from Jimbo Fisher. I bet you that much. They're not going to hear from Jimbo Fisher. But Coach Prime is setting up lifelong relationships, man. And that's the difference right here, man. FOK World. I know you want me to respond to you, but you get Nathan. I don't subscribe to your bull junk. You lucky you don't get blocked. You feel me? Born and raised in Birmingham and still here, fam. RJ Quick, shout out to you. I lived on the south side. Shout out to the south side of Birmingham. South side of Birmingham. Also, I lived in Center Point. Shout out to Center Point. And so Birmingham is a unique city, dog. I love Birmingham. Alan Fax. You are used and abused as an athlete. You are. But it would be nice to have those relationships after you're done. You know, I just saw my dog, Kenneth Hollis, who played linebacker at LSU when they won in 2003, and he coaching at Alabama. I played against him in high school in the All-Star game. I saw him over there on the other side. He ended up going to JUCO out of high school, but then ended up at LSU. I saw him on the other side. I said, "Who the hell is that linebacker right there?" He talking smack. He said, "Ain't no more. I ain't come here to flex about my city." He said he came here to ball out, and he was cracking heads over there. But long story, I just saw him on Instagram post that he went back to LSU. His whole team came back, and you know, they're taking pictures as a family and stuff like that. That's that camaraderie, man. I think they offered that at UAB this year after all this time. No, I didn't go back, but still. That camaraderie that they have, that camaraderie that Coach Prime is preaching that he's going to have, and have these guys there, you know, relationship with them for the rest of their life. That's what you go there for, man. That's why you go to school, for these relationships. That's why a lot of these people join frats and sororities, for the relationships for the rest of their life, for the things that they can have for the rest of their life. You feel me? So let me see here. Mays, Weaver, Antonio Ellis, all gone this year. You play with Coach Prime, you're connected for life. Who don't want the coach like that? Right. Business-wise, professional-wise, job-wise, you telling me I can't call Coach Prime and he knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody in my field? Man, y'all crazy. You got to realize it's not just about football. Yeah, it's about NIL, NFL, but it's also about life and these lifelong connections, you know? Like, honestly, I didn't join a frat in college, but I kind of wish I did, just because of those connections. Although in college, I felt like I didn't want to be a part of one and not the other. I didn't want to go, you know, be a Crip and not a Blood not a Crip, a Q, not a Kappa not an Alpha. I didn't really want to do that because, you know, you separate yourself. But looking back on it, you're creating lifelong brotherhood, relationships, and so on. You feel me? No, Weaver's gone. I don't do any reunions, laugh out loud. I see folks enough on IG and Facebook, right? But yeah, man, it's about these relationships, man. It's about these relationships that Coach Prime can forge and present to these guys. And if they don't realize that, then that's cool. Some of them won't realize it. A lot of people will. And those are the ones who are going to benefit from making this change. All right. So let me know what y'all think. I'm going to get on up out of here, man. I've been on 48 minutes. I appreciate you guys. If you've got any type of advertisements you want to promote, put on, holla at your boy. Hit me up on Instagram. Big Dog Chico on Instagram. BIGGDOGG_ Chico on Instagram. Follow, like, subscribe right here on YouTube. I hope all running backs decommit. Coach Flip will ruin their career. Wow, that's crazy, man. Y'all, wow. No way, no how. Texas A&M doesn't need money or marketing. They are looking for a coach to win them a championship. Coach Prime is not good with adjustments. He cost the Buff 2 wins already. ET on the ground said that. Appreciate y'all comments. I don't agree with all of them, but I appreciate them for coming through and coming in. Bait click title. What? How's it bait click title when that's what Stephen A. Smith said, man? Watch the daggone whole thing and stop getting on here making these sideways comments, dog. You want some shine, Keith McKnight? I'll give you some shine. Block you in a minute. Alpha Phi Alpha wanted you, Chico. Laugh out loud. Just kidding. Cold-blooded. Actually, they did. And actually, I got some alpha. Shouts out to the Black Belt Alphas in Alabama. 100 Men of Selma. They've been recruiting me for the last, 10 years since I've been home. They still want me to join grad chapter, which will be a great organization to join. Well, I just feel like it's a little bit too late. I don't want to be that guy who joined at 30, 40 years old. You know, some people do it, but it's all good. No hate on them. All power to them. Just not for me. All right. NB want to play Big 12? No, with no Texas or OU. My dog said, shaking my head. Laugh now, cry later with the haters. All right, we're going to see what happens. I think those defensive linemen coming to Coach Prime, coming with Coach Nick Williams, and so on. Stephen A. Smith is mentally disabled. Dude is insane, they said. I'm going to play this clip for you one more time and let y'all see what's going on. If you haven't seen it at the beginning of the show, you just tuning in now. It's trending that Stephen A. Smith calls for Deion Sanders to replace Jimbo Fisher as Texas A&M's next head coach. Deion Sanders in the SEC, Stephen A. Smith said, with that vault that they have available to them, them hogs that he can recruit, he doesn't have them at Colorado, and he ain't gonna get them. I don't think they'll do it, Texas A&M, but prime time Deion Sanders in the SEC, that needs to happen, man. Please. I don't agree with it. I think he's right where he needs to be at CU, Colorado, with everything that he has going on. And the prime cleats coming out next year or whatever. Man, please, we ain't worried about Stephen A. Smith on this one. You understand? Stephen A. Smith got CTE from a basketball hitting him in the head too much. He's shooting them bricks, then the ball came back, hit him in the head. All right. Don't blame the lames. Don't be them lames. All right. Oh, okay. Shouts out to all the frats out there. A-Fi and Sci-Fi and all the noops out there, man. Everybody, I appreciate you guys. Let me see, read a couple more comments. Deion at Texas A&M, imagine how much that would blow up. I would leave CU quick. Oh, man. No, big dog. We want you on Coach Prime's staff. Tell Coach Prime to holler at me. It's not really cold in Boulder doing. Man, we didn't have one snow game this year. That's cold-blooded. The spring game was the snow game. What Stephen A. Smith say? I missed it. Well, you ain't missed too much. Yo, noob. Mac ENT, shout out to you. Man, all my cousins, my big cousins were noops, and my football coaches was Kappas, right? I mean, well, Qs. Cousins was noops, and uncle football coaches was Qs. They used to say, man, you don't know what you're going to be. You're going to be a pretty Q. I'm like, what the hell is a pretty Q? You're going to be a Kappa and a Q. You don't know which one, Chico. But see, I always say I never liked to wear red. I never been a red wearer. So Kappas was out of the picture. Shouts out to my cousin and my uncles, like I said, who are Kappas. And I remember them riding me in the car. I said, dog, you're going to be a Kappa. You're going to go to school. You're going to be a daggone Kappa. You're going to be a noob. Like, what the hell is a noob? Why y'all got noob everywhere too? Y'all wear noob on y'all jackets. You got noob on your car. What is a noob? They broke it down to me. But I was like, man, I ain't wearing no suspenders and slacks every day. Chico, you ain't got to wear that, dog. Crimson and cream. You feel me? And then the alphas were the scholars, of course. Then the Qs were the dog. That crimson and cream. All right, shouts out to you, baby. I know the colors. I never said red and white. It's crimson and cream. All right. But I appreciate y'all supporting me. The biggest dog, Chico to the sea, and the place to be. I'm up and about this thing. Yeah. I'll be back later on with some more live streams. We up. Peace. Prime ain't going nowhere.